the PDP, and then of course also backing ADC. How much of a minus or a problem do you think this will cause for Prince Akpo Abiodun, the governor, to get a second term?
Thank you.
I think for just like you have said, the Senator Ibukuri Amosu, the former governor of the district, is a very, very strong political leader, if you want to put it that way. Especially in Ogun Central, he's not loved. Even till tomorrow, if you walk the streets of Abeokuta, he's always having so much crowd following him. So he's a grassroots person. So it's definitely going to be a very, very huge movement to the aspiration of Prince Akpo Abiodun. Although the camp of Akpo Abiodun said that in 2019 they didn't have the support and they still went ahead to win the election. But the scenario in 2019 is not the same scenario right now, because we are having to produce a new president at the sort. You know, then President Muhammad Buhari was also speaking in the election, and that was why when he came to Abeokuta, he actually told everybody that you can vote for me as president, and when it comes to the governorship, you can choose whoever
you want to vote for.
Because at that time, Senator Ibukuri Amosu was the governor, and he actually wanted a different person from what the national
so this is the central wanted.
So the scenario right now is probably different from what we have in 2019. Although they are definitely going to have calculations and permutations, and probably that is why the emergence of BALLOT'23 is significant and it's very strategic. It's strategic because the volume rate of BALLOT'23 from the Rhine area, which actually have also have a voting population. So, and also where BALLOT'23 comes from has also have a voting population. Remember that the coalitions that Amosu had at that time has been depleted probably with the movement of Akinlade to PDP. But the calculation here right now is that if at the end of the day PDP can sort their house and put their house in order, and probably if a Ladi or Shebu is out of the equation because they actually stepped down from the race and told the other two guys to come together and sort themselves out. Bring out just one candidate. So if the PDP can put the house in order and probably produce someone probably in Ladi or Jimmy, they are from the axis of the present government, and that is going to probably deplete the votes coming from that in the east for Akpo Abiodun. And if you come to the other side, in the west, you also realize that Akinlade is also strong there, and BALLOT'23 is also a name that can be reckoned with. So the two axis is depleted. So where ADC probably might be banking on, I mean ADC, I'm not talking about APC right now, is the Ogun Central, and that is the home base of Ibukuri Amosu. He has told them in clear platform that you can deliver your area. But when it comes to the central, you need to have a voting population that is massive, that is going to make sure that the central vote amount for ADC. And probably you heard about the inferno that happened at the INEC office in Abeokuta.
Yes.
People are also commemorating it with the fact that they probably want to deplete the voting strength from the central. Be that as it may, Ibukuri Amosu is a very strong person in the central that cannot be wished off, and is elegant and is telling that this is the person I want in the central. They will definitely probably go towards the line. So the permutation is that the central, he wants to consolidate in the central to deliver his candidate, while they believe that the depletion from other axes from the east and the west can do the magic for his candidacy in 2023. We'll watch out and see what happens.
So what this all of this means is that it's going to be difficult for Akpo Abiodun.
No, it's not going to be easy, definitely.
Definitely, it's not going to be a stroll in the park for everybody, not just Akpo Abiodun. You know that right now we have an electoral act that makes it even difficult for you to say probably you want to probably smash a ballot box or you want to stop a ballot paper into anywhere. The vote will start to count at the polling unit. So it is going to be very, very difficult for anybody to probably think of maneuvering his way. If you don't canvass, if people don't like you and you don't canvass the vote, it's going to be definitely difficult. The permutation is there, the calculation is there. And the civil servants who form probably the major chunks of voters are also having their say this time around. They say they are also coming out in mass to make sure that whoever becomes the governor is workers friendly and they are coming out to cast their vote this time around.
Okay, Akim, I wanted to ask you, still on the governor now. Okay, all the political intrigues, or the PDP, the ADC is going to be very tough, and all of that, the permutations. But let's look at the people. Let us also look at the performance of the governor. You are right there in Ogun State. What do you think the people are saying? What do you think is the approval rating of the governor now at this time, going into the elections in 2023?
Thank you.
For every administration, you always have a plus or a minus. Here and there, people will have divergence opinions about the performances of whoever leads them, be it the governor, senate, house of rep. So that is no different from what we are having right now about the present
governor
led administration. People have the opinion that he has performed below average, and some also have the opinion that he has actually performed well to deserve a second term. But if you look at what is going on in the environment, I'll probably seek people's opinion here and there. Just like I mentioned earlier, the civil servants are also saying that this time around, they are not just going to sit back. The pensioners are also shouting. They are not just going to sit back. They want to come out and make sure that their vote counts. And their vote counting means that they are going to be involved with whoever wins the administration in 2023. And that is why it's key, because it's going to make it more difficult for whoever emerges to believe that because I'm infidel, I can just have it at my palm. So I'm not going to say whether he has performed credibly well or he has not performed credibly well. I think the people have some are of the opinion that he has done well to decide the second term, and some are of the opinion that no, this is not the state standard that we are used to. When you consider his road network, people have the opinion that this road network, as good as they may look on surface, some of them are below the state standard. And so, and at the end of the day, the begin to figure opinions on the right, on the left, but at the end of the day, the people will still be the ones to are judged by their votes in 2023.
Okay, Akim, you mentioned that the joker might be Ogun Central, which Ibikula Amosu seems to also have a strong influence in, whether we like it or not. But now, for the governor who is not from Ogun Central, who are the politicians you think is banking on to probably rub shoulders with Amosu to make sure that he has a fair or a sizable portion of votes from Ogun Central, which has a very huge voting population? Who are the political gladiators? I'm sure we have senators from that area on the platform of the APC. We have reps, but who are the individuals that you think can stand toe to toe with Amosu and pull the votes for the APC in Ogun Central?
I think in the Akwadodo's camp, we have few of them who can probably stand not shoulder high to Ibikula Amosu, but can also probably swing one or two surprises. Unfortunately, some of these people I'm going to mention are probably use boys that Ibikula Amosu actually brought into limelight, and so you might want to use that adage that you can't outshine your master. So if you go to Ogun Central, there's Salisu that is vying to replace Amosu in the red chamber. He was the former chief of staff of Akwadodo, and he's the one actually having the ticket
the senatorial ticket in Ogun Central, APC.
Yes, and we also have Afolabi, who was the former commissioner for chieftaincy and local government affairs.
That's a foe.
Popularly called a foe. He's also a strong person in the central politics, and a few of them here and there. But if you consider all of them, you realize that even the master is still the former governor and senator they're defending Ogun Central in the person of Ibikule Amosu. So I don't want to learn probably what they can do, because I'm not a politician, I'm just a journalist. So I don't want to predict what they can actually do. But if you go into their camp and be sincere, you know that even in that camp, there's still cracks here and there that people still hold allegiance of sorts to Senator Ibikule Amosu, even in their camp. They believe that, yes, Ibikule Amosu might be somebody that is too heavy, somebody that is his style of leadership is hyper-active,
dictatorial too.
In his leadership, although the party has supported them. So, for me, there are few names that you can probably mention who can stand and rub shoulder with Senator Ibikule Amosu in 2023.
All right. Don't you think at this point now into Ogun State
are involved in this crisis?
In the crisis themselves.
Because whatever is happening at the national, the Ladi Adebutu camp and the chairman Ayu, while the Jimilawa camp have allegiance with his G family. So whoever blinks first will be the ones to probably, and that's why I'm scared that at the end of the day, the PDP, if care is not taken, might actually not have candidates in 2023, because at the end of the day, it's a power structure from the national the state to the
state level,
zone, to the southwest, and it's affecting the state. Nobody wants to have a candidate that will not be having allegiance probably to the zone or to the national. And that is actually what is affecting the candidacy in the PDP, because some parties have allegiance to others and the other party also have allegiance to the national. So until probably becomes decided, we are still watching.
All right, thank you very much. I think that's it. Thank you very much, Hakeem Adegbero, for the update. We appreciate.
It's a pleasure.
All right, okay, and that is it on Ballot 23 for today. It's actually interesting how something that's happening all the way at the top is actually stepped aside.
Well, Shobi somehow used to be an Atiku boy. He was
faction, and then you have the Ladi Adebutu.
Jimilawa has been able to camp. They don't know about the Jimilawa camp, and
So if there's
still say they should River State. Who says it will not happen in Ogun State PDP?
In Ogun State PDP. It's thinking about going into the elections in this
with too many crises,
with so many level, from the up to the
top to bottom.
From top to bottom. As it is now, and then you have the integrity group, and then you have but it just, as we have said, if we go by the two situations that we found or by what Hakeem has also said, is that the fact that one, it is either Jimmy Lawal is suspended by the PDP. So even
but in court,
but even if there's a primary, he will not be able to
because
participate.
According to the party.
But then we also have the courts can also weigh in and say
they may rule in his favor, and that's it. Or just say, look,
cancel
it.
So
the
it's
entire
three options that
and I'm sure he may even now challenge the suspension in court. So which is also another side to the story. So he may decide to say, look, my suspension.
Why was I suspended?
Why was I suspended? It's illegal and all of that, So
well, as we all know that INEC has a timetable. Okay, everybody has to have. All political parties should have the names of whoever or whomever is sitting for them before a certain date. The governorship, election is still March. It's not February 25. It's still March 11. So maybe or maybe not, PDP can quickly resolve whatever it is that they're going through in their personal lives in Ogun State, and before the court actually
make pronouncements,
makes its own pronouncements. And now moving on to APC and would I say APC and Ibikule Amosu, or Dapo Abiodun and Ibikule
I think just Dapo Abiodun and Ibikule Amosun, it's a battle of supremacy between the two.
Because as it is now, the APC seems to be fully behind Dapo Abiodun.
They have no choice. He's the governor.
He's the incumbent, of course. But then let's not forget that number one, Ibikule Amosun is not a pushover himself.
Of course,
he's a former governor of Ogun State. He's the senator of Ogun Central, a major deciding factor in this election that's coming up. Okay, and so if you put all of that together and the fact that he is saying that I am going with ADC.
But for presidency, I suppose
the governorship. But as for presidency, I go with my.
And the point is, ADC also has a presidential candidate.
By God's grace.
Yes.
Is it not Kachiku?
Maybe Kachiku is the presidential candidate. Although those also are still dragging it with the party too.
They also have leadership crisis. ADC has leadership crisis. That so many things, so many issues are happening with these elections. But that is why we this program set aside to ensure that we give up to date information. Today is Ogun State. Who knows what we're going to talk about on Wednesday or come next week. The most important thing is equal opportunities for all 18 political parties. Just last week we had NRM, and the people were introduced to the new rescue movement
as a party.
New
rescue movement.
Yes, so they are nation builders.
New rescue
NRM. Okay. They were here last week, represented of course by collaborator that's Kola Akinwale. Yes. Okay. He came in, so you contesting to represent Ikeja constituency 1, and he said a whole lot, and hopefully we'll be able to bring in his principal, that's the gubernatorial candidate,
and maybe the presidential candidate,
Let's hear what all of these parties have said. I mean, if the big parties have all of this,
you have still not brought Boot here.
The
Boot party, your darling party.
My darling party. I need to know what is going on.
You need to bring them here
in the Boot party, especially in my home state, Ogun State. I want to know what Boot is up to. All right, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say. But the most important thing is we're definitely going to be reaching out to as many as we can, bring them on, hear what they have to say. With the major parties having all of their crises, do these little ones, so supposedly now, do they have a chance? Do they stand a chance? If all of the big ones seem to be enmeshed in different crises, one or two crises, what are your thoughts? That's why let's hear from them if they have what it takes. I mean, the last town hall, the first series in the series, where PRP presidential candidates came forth and said a lot of people were impressed
by what he said,
by his responses and his courage and everything,
and knowledge of issues
So I mean, if we have all of these treasures hidden in these smaller parties,
we should be able to give them an opening.
We should be able to give them an opening to talk to people. Exactly. Okay, so stay with us. By Wednesday, BALLOT'23 will be on air again by 4 p.m. So stay with us. In the meantime, just stay with us. Fun Factory will be on soon with Lillian and Jaden, and of course after that, Naija How You Dey with Tiny Tunes and her constituency. We don't know when they did primary. We don't know who. And
she has just been on that one.
She has been there. Let not be like Guinea's president.
Equatorial Guinea.
43 years. Tiny Tunes that refused to stand up from her own seat. But stay with us. It's still Mainland 98.3 FM, and we are the sound of Lagos.